If you've released your music with DistroKid and now you want to know how to edit those songs or albums, in this video, I'm going to show you how. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and welcome to Studio Live today, where my goal is to help you create, record and release your best music. And we are talking releasing today because I'm going to go through what you can and can't change after you have released using DistroKid. And before we get started, a quick question for you. Have you released any of your own music yet? If you have, let us know your experience down in the comments. And if you haven't, then check out DistroKid because I've got a link down in the description where you can get 7% off your first year of any DistroKid plan. And they start at just $19.99 per year for unlimited song, EP, and album releases. So check out the link down in the description. So let's start with a quick summary of what you can and can't change after a release, and then I'll jump into more detail, and there'll be timestamps down in the description so you can go straight to the section that you're looking for. Some of the things you can change include album artwork, track title, the preview clip start time, your credits, your lyrics, and you can add to more stores. So we're going to cover all of those in this video. So what are some of the things you can't change? Well, you can't change the actual audio file, so you can't upload a new version of your track. And I know that's what a lot of folks want to do, but if you do want to replace the audio, you're going to have to remove your track from the stores and then re-upload it again with the new audio file. Unfortunately, there's no way to actually change the audio once it's been released to stores. Another thing you can't change is the artist name. So if you've released a song under your name, if I've released a song as Pete Johns, I can't then go and change it to Peter Johns. I have to leave it as the original artist name. The stores are really cracking down on these sort of things because they don't want you changing up and confusing the end consumer, not knowing who's releasing what song. And there's also some metadata that you can't change. Things like the UPC, which is your unique identifying code for your release, that can't actually be edited. You also can't remove your song from selected stores once they've been released. There is a way to do it, but you have to contact DistroKid directly. And I will link to some articles down in the description that have a heap more information that can help get you started. Let's now jump in and show you how we can make some of these changes. So I'm here in DistroKid, I'm here in the My Music section, and I can click on any one of my releases, any single EP, album, it doesn't matter. And if I scroll down, you'll see over here on the right-hand side, this button, Edit Release. If I click on that one, it's going to take me into the details here. Now, this will look familiar if you have released, which I'm assuming you have with DistroKid. It's a cut down version of that. So it's got just some of the things that we can adjust here, similar to what we did when we first released, and then we can submit these changes to the store. So let's go through these one by one and explain what we can do. First up, we have the record label. Now, this is only available if you have the Musician Plus or the label account. So you can actually change the name of your record label. If you don't have that, it'll just say DK and a number, and it'll be defaulted to that, and you can't actually change it. The next thing we have here is similar. It's the release date. So if you did want to retroactively change the release date, say you got it wrong for a release that had already been released, you can update that and resubmit that, and then that release date gets changed. Once again, only available with Musician Plus and your label account. Next up, we have pre-order. Now, I don't really understand why this is here because once you've released a song, why would you want to change it to yes for pre-order? But it's there if you wanted to play with it. It is a Musician Plus and label feature also. Now into the more useful features, we can change our album artwork. So you can click or you can drag a JPEG or a PNG file into here and actually submit a new album art that'll get pushed out to stores. Now that's a super useful feature, but remember, keep in mind all of the different guidelines around album artwork that we've talked about before. And if you want to learn more about that, there are videos down in the description as well as at the end of this one. So hang around if you want to learn more about the actual release process with DistroKid. Next up, we have the track title. Now, this is super crucial if you do something like get a spelling mistake or your title case is wrong or there's something, a featured artist that you didn't add that you needed to. So you can come in here and you can update that. You can also update whether the lyrics were explicit or not. So if you threw that F-bomb in there and then forgot, you can actually come in here and change it to make sure that the stores don't pull down your song because you didn't tag it with explicit lyrics. And finally, the preview clip start time. Now, this is super important for Apple Music and iTunes because it's what will be played if someone goes to your album or goes to your song and wants to sample it. It's also handy for TikTok because it is what TikTok uses as that clip that people can use in their videos. And if you want to learn about TikTok, once again, there's a video linked down below that you can learn all about that. So you can either let the streaming services decide the right spot, or if you click this option, you can actually timestamp it to exactly where you want that preview clip to start. So your chorus starts rocking out at 1 minute and 12 seconds. That's what you put in here. You just drop it down and let the services know, and then that will be where they start your song as a preview clip. And finally, once you've made all of your changes, all you need to do is click on the Submit Edit Request button down here. It gives you a big "Are you sure?" button, because what you can't do is submit multiple requests to edit. So you need to be really careful that if you want to make a bunch of updates, that you do them all at once. Otherwise, it won't let you add another update. So we just hit the big "Let's do this" button if we want to go ahead with it, or cancel if we don't. And it says, boom, thanks for the edits, and it will go away and do that. Now, it does take a varying amount of time, 1 to 2 days, up to 1 to 2 weeks. Depends on the stores, depends on what you're editing and what you're updating. So keep an eye on, you'll get emails from DistroKid when it's been submitted, and then keep an eye on the stores and you'll see when the changes have been made. But wait, there is more. We can actually change some more things outside of the edit release button. If we come back into another track here, we'll just choose this one this time. If I scroll down, there's that edit release button, but further down to the bottom here, we have all of these options. We have plain lyrics, synced lyrics, credits, download, and Marcel. We're going to focus on these first three here because what we can do is we can actually add in lyrics. So if we click on the plain lyrics button here, we can actually put our lyrics in there, and there's some guidelines there about adding lyrics. And once again, I've got a complete video about how to add lyrics, which you can check out down in the description. We also have synced lyrics, which is a cool new feature that DistroKid added recently, which we can add here. Now, I haven't got plain lyrics on there first, so you do need to add your plain lyrics first, and then it will play back your song, and you can actually determine at what point the lyrics should sync up. And that's great for things like Apple Music, like Instagram, that actually use your lyrics as part of your song. And again, I've got a complete video about how to use synced lyrics, which will be linked down in the description, which you can check out. And finally, the credits option here. If we click on this one, we can come in and change any of our credits. So at the moment, we've got music and lyrics, Peter Johns. We've got guitar acoustic, Peter Johns. If I wanted to add some contributors, some acknowledgements, some engineer information, whatever I want to, I can add in all of that metadata and then submit that directly to stores. Now, this is not used by a lot of stores, and there's not a whole lot of purpose for it yet, but yet is the key word. The more metadata you have out there about your song, the more information that's going to be out there, the easier it's going to be for people to find your music in the future. So come in here, if you've got a bunch of band members, you can add their names in here, you can add songwriting credits, all of the rest of it. And once again, once you're ready to go, hit the big submit to stores button, and that will be sent out to the stores. Let's finish up here by explaining some of the things you can't change and why that is the case. So the number one thing that people want to change is the actual song file. So why can't you actually upload a new audio file? Well, the main reason for this is that the stores don't want you completely changing the song. Let's say someone's added your tune to a playlist and then you re-upload a version that is nothing like the original. Well, it's very difficult for them to determine if it's just been a small tweak or a complete change to the audio. So they don't want someone having a song in their playlist that suddenly becomes something completely different. What about artist name? Well, this is a similar sort of thing. The reason that they want you to remove your songs and then re-upload them if you're changing an artist name is just that they don't want their listeners to be confused. They don't want people to be listening to one artist and then suddenly all of their music is gone and it's been shifted to a completely different artist name. I know Prince did it, other people have done it, but it is not something that is very sort of user-friendly or customer-friendly for the end user, end consumer of your music. And finally, things like your UPC, your unique product codes, these sort of things can't be changed because they are unique and they're unique to your release. And that's what you can use. The reason that those are important is, let's just say you change from one distributor to another, you can actually keep hold of those UPC codes. And then when you re-release with someone else, you can just put in that code and it will line everything back up. Your release that was on iTunes with, say, a Muse can then be released with DistroKid. So that is why it's so important that those things stay the same. So that's adds a bit of extra information about the things you can't change. But as you saw here, there is a bunch of things that you can change using the edit features here in DistroKid. There's 2 more videos all about DistroKid down below. You can subscribe by clicking or tapping on the Studio Live Today icon, and I'll see you next time.